Alrighty, welcome to this video. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the grading wizard that allows you to set up your gradebook and how it's going to work. So to do that, we're going to go to grades, then we're going to hop into setup wizard. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to hit start. So this is just going to ask you a bunch of questions. You answer them, and then your gradebook will be set up, and it'll know how it's supposed to input the grades basically. So this has 7 steps, and you just want to start picking what you want. So the type of grading system is, do you want it to be weighted or points? Weighted is just if you have a bunch of assignments, final exams, quizzes, and such, they're all going to be worth a certain percentage of the grade. So whatever you put in there as their values, it's going to be able to distribute that across that 20%, 50%, whatever. I personally am not a fan of this. It just hurts my brain, but there are a lot smarter people out there than me, and they get it. They know how to do this, and this is not how my brain works. But if you like that way, if you want the system to you just want, no matter what those quizzes are worth, it's going to be 20% of the grade. Great, this is a great way to do it. Points, this makes more sense to me. So this is the one I go with. Just, each assignment's worth a certain amount of points. They get a grade, and it's worth however many the total points are, right? However many points they get divided by the total points, that's their grade. Now, if you have questions on any of this, you can hit these question marks and you'll be on your way. Formula is for you diehard people, for your hardcore people out there that want to set up your own formulas for your grades and such. And here's an example. I'm not going to touch that. The training doesn't touch that. But if you want to take a look at this, I'm sure Google will give you some fun examples on how you can set up your own formulas. So I'm going to pick points, go forward. This next one is just if you want Brightspace to calculate the final grade and you're not really able to change anything, then there you go. Or if you want to be able to modify the user's grades before releasing them, you can pick that. That's usually what I go with, just because if they get an 89.7, I usually round them up to an A- and so forth. Okay, so I'm just going to do adjusted final grade. You can pick whatever one you want. All right, grade calculations. This one is basically will drop the ungraded items. If you don't grade something, it won't affect their grade at all. Basically makes it as if it doesn't exist on the grade book, or you can treat them as 0. This is kind of up to you. The recommendation is to drop them, but it all just depends. If you forget to grade things, if you want those to be treated as a 0 or to not hurt them, it's just kind of up to you. But I'm gonna have drop ungraded items just because, if I make a mistake, I don't want it to affect their grade. And also that's kind of the recommendation that we do. And then automatically keep the final grade updated. That's just as you're changing things and putting in points and putting in scores, it's just going to automatically update that grade, the grade for you. Okay, again, if you have questions, you can click on it. It'll give you a little bit more information. Okay, now this is the scheme. To be honest, I'm not really sure who set these up or what exactly they do. But I'm going to, I guess you can do previews over here. I guess, this just kind of sets up like what percentage is equal to what is an A-, A+, whatever. I'm just going to do this one. To be honest, these all may be kind of the same. And by the time you're doing this, there may be a standardized scheme that we all use. But for now, I'm just going to, excuse me, geez, I'm going to select this one, the Institute Grading Scheme 2017, and we'll move on. Okay, number of decimal places to display, I'm totally cool with 2. But if you want only 1, if you just want to see 99.6 or 52.3, that's fine. But I'm good with the 2. It's up to you, whatever you want. Actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, just that one. Yep. Okay, And then you can basically set up what the student sees when they go to their grade. And they'll be able to see kind of what we show up here. So I mean, this can this is just saying if we're going to show the points, and then this goes back to the scheme that we picked a couple steps ago. Basically, like if they get a 77, is that going to show the C minus or the C plus or whatever? And then the grade scheme color, if there's a color assigned to like a red for an F or a green for an A, I'm going to keep all these checked just because I want to use all those. And again, this asks us again for some reason the number of decimal places. We got that. Okay, and the next part is this characters displayed. So this is basically for the heading of each assignment. So how many characters are shown for the headers of the assignments. And then final grade calculation. Yeah, I kind of want my students to be able to see that. And if there are situations where you wouldn't want them to see that, okay, cool. But yeah, I want them to be able to see the final grade calculation. Okay, and then this just kind of shows me the summary of everything I picked. Okay, and then I just hit finish. Okay, and now it says I'm ready to create grade items and categories, which we will cover later. But that's just the setup wizard and how to get that going. So now your gradebook is set up and ready to start accepting grades.